public. Again, this is from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts State Ethics Commission to the school committee and the mayor, and it says, we have conducted a careful review of the information you furnished to the State Ethics Commission by letter dated April 9th, 2014. Based on that review and on any necessary follow-up investigation, we have determined that this matter does not warrant further action. This decision is based upon our understanding that the subject has filed the requisite disclosure and received a determination from his appointing authority allowing him to participate. Please be assured that we take all matters presented to us seriously. We appreciate your concern, and we thank you for bringing this matter to our attention. Very truly yours, Catherine Gallant, Deputy Chief Investigators. I want to reiterate that they said that the reason they don't feel that there's any action required on their part is because the appointing authority allowed Mitchell Chester to basically be the chairman of the Board of Governors and the president of Park Inc. A couple of the points on here is that Mitchell Chester said, I will become an officer, director of trustee of a business organization, and the business organization will have a financial interest in the matter. Okay, so he discloses, and by the way, this is a good opportunity for me to point out, sometimes people think that I have a personal axe to grind against Mitchell Chester. I really don't. I don't know the man. He's probably a terrific guy. This is not personal, trust me. Some people accuse me of thinking that there's a conspiracy. There's no conspiracy. All of this stuff that I've brought to this committee and I've brought to the public is out there. These folks are very blatant and open about what they do and how they're profiting. This is from Maura Banta, dated February 15th, to Mike Cohen, the president of Achieve, which basically says that Mitchell Chester can serve as your president, but his undivided loyalty remains to Massachusetts, and we cannot commit, meaning Massachusetts cannot commit to adopting any new system of assessments, presumably Park, until it is developed, and we can assure that it is as comprehensive and rigorous, if not more so than our current system, MCAS. If you look at the document after that, dated June 14th, 2010, it's verbatim. She basically just lifted the document that was signed by Paul Revel back in 2010. I mean, not even an original document. It's basically 100% plagiarized. And so self-serving to basically, in my corroborate, the dispensation she gave him dated the same date, February 15th. What a coincidence she happens to send this letter the same day as Mitchell Chester asked for his dispensation from ethics violations. Not even signed, not even on letterhead, but there it is. That's the document that the State Ethics Commission thought would be, proof positive of his right to do this. Now, I want to do something else because all of us on this committee are aware of this. This is the state ethics law as it pertains to us, as it pertains to Mitchell Chester and everyone else in municipal employees. The purpose of this law, I'm quoting now right from the summary of the conflict of interest laws for municipal employees. The purpose of this law is to prevent conflicts between private interests and public duties, to foster integrity in public service, and to promote the public's trust and confidence in that service. Specifically, it talks about gifts and gratuities, and here's what it says. Accepting a gift because of your official position or because of something you can do or have done in your official position is prohibited. Park is part of Pearson, right? Pearson has developed the Park test. They're making millions while Massachusetts provides them the guinea pigs to test their product, which they will sell for even more millions if it's adopted. I would certainly consider that an opportunity for a private gain. It goes on to say, municipal employees may not accept gifts and gratuities valued at $50 or more given to influence their official actions or because of their official position. Payment of travel expenses can all be illegal gifts if given in connection with official action or position. $50 is the threshold, and travel is considered that. Okay. Moving on to this other handout. This is from the New York Times, dated October 9th, 2011. It states, these are the state education commissioners who attended an international conference on education financed by the Pearson Foundation, the nonprofit arm of the Pearson Company. Again, the company that developed the PARCC test. This was a trip to London in 2010. Mitchell Chester took that trip. Again, funded by Pearson. Mitchell Chester took it. I'm guessing it cost a little bit more than $50 to get Mitchell Chester over to London. All right? There was most definitely personal gain on this. I don't know how any rational person can think that that was not a violation. And by the way, you know who else thought this was a violation? The Attorney General of New York. When he found out about this, he filed an action against Pearson, and they paid $7.7 million because of this kind of a violation. So the Attorney General in New York thought it was a violation, thought it was a conflict, made Pearson pay plenty, which they were happy to do rather than have this brought out in court and prolong and open up more investigation. But the State Ethics Commission said, we're totally okay with it. Right? We have teachers in our classrooms, they can't even get a Christmas gift from the kids because, you know, it's such a violation. But our commissioner can have 2 titles with a private company who's making millions in this state and taking trips to London. Are you kidding me? I haven't come in contact with one person, not one school committee person, and I've talked to many of them, who don't believe this is a violation. So, here's what I'd like to do. I accept the state ethics position on this, but here's what I'd like to do. I'd like to send a new letter of inquiry to the State Ethics Commission asking them specifically to investigate whether this trip to London violated the State Ethics Commission. It's a totally separate and different request. I'd like to make that motion.
Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Huckabee?
Yes.
Mrs. Carpenter?
Yes.
Mr. Rosenbaum?
Yes.
Mrs. Dunn?
Yes.
Mr. Manley?
Yes. Mr. Chairman, I just want to congratulate this committee again. You know, we are getting a reputation in a very good way. I'm sure some people are really ticked off at us, but I can tell you many more people admire our leadership on this issue. And I think you're right, Beverly. I don't expect the State Ethics Commission answer on this to be much different than the last one we got. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't do our job and put a spotlight on this issue. You know, one of the biggest things we fight in politics today, not just in Peabody, across America, is apathy. And it's exactly this kind of behavior and lack of accountability that would cause someone just to throw their hands up and say, what's the point? They do whatever the hell they want. They make up the rules as they go along. Well, you know, I haven't talked to one open-minded person who, when they hear these kinds of facts, it's a blatant conflict. I don't care if it doesn't meet, you know, the criteria of the state ethics, or if there's some loophole that if he has, you know, if his superior is in on the deal, then you know, I guess it's okay. It's nonsense. It's so blatantly obvious that Mitchell Chester is serving 2 masters, and you can't do that and do a good job for the citizens of Massachusetts at the same time. We're being underserved, and we're getting the runaround, and we did the right thing here tonight, and I'm proud of this committee once again.